So morning all, and welcome along. A full ride test of this. This is the AJS Modena 125. And doesn't it look a beauty? Set off in bright orange. Now there are other colours available. Does come in the black and white and also the grey. Let's go around the bike. Let's have a quick couple of looks around this bike. There is a walk round video of this, see it up close and personal. Front rack, LEDs, all round LED indicators and bulbs. 3.5/10 tyres on this as well. A nice little crest to the front of the mudguard. Alley tread plates, just to stop obviously the wear to the plastics. Side engine cover so you can get in just to do all your routine servicing. And then set off. Big round LED stoplight, and emblazoned with that black and white checker with the AJS logo. Now the seat on this one, we've already done it in the walk round, but we'll do it on the ride test. Pop seat, E5 petrol, and a little bit of storage to the front of the bike, and it just clicks in with a push. Ignition is down here, front right of the bike. Pop the key in, very easy to get to, and your chassis number is under there. Battery located just under the centre, so all very easy to get to, and it's just covered in chrome as well. Very mod or retro looking bike if you happen to be into one of these. Side stand and a main stand, and it's got a kickstart as well. So let's get out, let's have a ride test. Let's look at the gauges on this. So speedo to the top, miles an hour are to the inside of the bike, so we always say 10, 11, 12 and 1. 10 o'clock's going to get you around about 30 mile an hour, 11, 40, 50, 60, and then obviously dead centre up the middle, 80 mile an hour we are hoping. So K's and your miles an hour are all round there. Very easy to get on, very easy to see, and it makes a change to have a decent display that you can actually read, and it is backlit as well. Mirrors on these, lovely and wide, nice and high, just how you want a scooter to be. I'm looking forward to getting out on one of these. Now once you're on it, I'm 5'10", 32-inch leg. I've got loads of room, even with my feet up. I've still got loads of room down here on this scooter. So there are loads of other different brands available. Now the big one was obviously the AJS Modena was the classic. Lexmoto did do a version called the Milano, and there were loads of other scooter brands that also copied it, but the AJS Modena was the one. And believe me, it's a torquey little bike. From the off, as soon as you wind that throttle on, there is quite a lot of torque there. It does get up to speed very quick, which is what impressed me. Let's get the visor down, and you can see it gets up to speed very quickly. So we'll do a quick ride test on this one. We're going to get some miles up on the clock. Now this one has already sold. We have got a few more available in stock. We've got a black and white one in at the moment and an orange one, and we have more coming of these AJS Modenas. They are a big seller. If you happen to fancy a retro scooter, twist and go, you want to look the part, and believe me, it does look the part. It's a great little bike. We're running a couple of cameras today, running on the Drift Ghost off the side of the helmet, and of course the GoPro 10, but she rides fine. And obviously with 10-inch wheels it runs adequate. Obviously the bigger the wheel, the easier stability, but for a scooter with 10-inch wheels on it, it's great. It does the job, and it gets to speed very quickly, which is a great thing. So we'll do a little bit around the houses, have a look around. Low speed stability is very good. It handles very well at slow speeds, which is what you want from a scooter, especially if you're popping out for your local scooter meet, and no doubt this will appeal to a lot of the older riders. Youngsters will like it as well if they fancy something a little bit retro. They don't want the looks of a sporty little scooter, they want something a little bit old and a little bit retro. This is probably the bike for you. But the thing is, with those racks, there is loads and loads of storage. You've got a front rack to it, and of course the back rack Now the back rack you can bring up and it becomes a backrest, which is quite handy if you're going 2 up. But if you fancy taking a load of stuff with you, very easy to get yourself a couple of bungee straps and just strap your bags to the front and to the back as well. Over the potholes and all the bumps, suspension on this is lovely, super soft, and it is soaking up those bumps. Nothing worse than getting hard suspension on a bike and you can feel every pothole and every bump in the road. But even on bits like that, with tracking the lines of the tar, it does hold a very good line, especially with something with 10-inch wheels on. But through the corners absolutely lovely. I'm impressed. Now normally I am not a scooter person, but I am liking this. This is feeling very, very retro. This makes me want to put a Parker on now and add a few more mirrors and lights to the front. Now obviously the customer that's bought this already has 2 Modenas, and she called up, she said, I want an orange one. Have you got an orange one? Yes, we have. So she is going to be taking delivery of this in about a week's time. So this is going to be for her purposes to see the ride test on it. But visually, what a stunner of a bike. Now obviously when Euro 4 went to Euro 5, a lot of these scooters were discontinued. And he's going for it. Very easy to look down and see your telltales, see that your indicators are flashing there, which is great. You've got your main beam, dip beam, very easy to see, and your engine light as well, your management light. So they're basic clocks on this, and it's very easy to see absolutely what is going on with one of these bikes. Now tank on this, we've put 5 litres of fuel in for the purposes of test riding the customer, and 5 litres fills the bike up. Now on 5 litres of fuel, it's about a gallon. You're going to find yourself getting around about 100 to 120. It's about the same for most 125s. If you look after it nice and gently, you are going to get shed loads of mileage. You're going to gun it everywhere, then obviously the fuel economy will drop. But tax on these, £24 a year. Insurance is cheap as chips. So you could run one of these easily, tenner a week, if you're doing decent mileage. If it's just going to be your weekend commute, then happy days for you. So we're just going to roll down some country roads, head back to the garage, the obligatory cup of a coffee, and it is very cold this morning. Where is the sunshine gone? Let's try it over a few speed bumps and just see what the suspension is like. So rolling in about 20 mile an hour, and it soaks it up, not a problem. But climbing a hill, get the power on, and believe me, from that back end it is very torquey. It does pick that speed up very quickly compared to other scooters. So it is a very, very good bike for the money. Obviously I'm going to put the spec and all the technical details up on the walk round video, so go and have a look at the walk round video. All the technical data, spec, seat height, length of the bike, etc. are all on there. But if you do fancy one of these, plenty in stock, and a great little bike from AJS, so the Modena. Let's give it a reach score. Rideability. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but then everybody has different preferences for bikes. I think it's an okay scooter. Rideability 10. Economy, E for economy, so 100 to 120 to the gallon is going to be spot on. We'll give that a full 10 out of 10 for the economy. Affordability, it is a little bit pricey for what it is, but it does compete with most of the scooters in the range. So affordability, I'm going to give it a 9. I'd like to see it come down by about £100, and that would compete with other brands. So affordability, I'm going to give it a 9 on that, unfortunately. Comfort though, very comfy. Handles the bumps. The seat is beautiful. It's just the right size. It's snug on the legs. So comfort, give it a 10. Handling, it's got 10-inch wheels on it. It's not going to be a sports bike handling into the corners, but it does the job. So handling, unfortunately, I'm going to give that a 9. It is a little bit, obviously, with these short bars and the 10-inch wheels, I'm not going to lie. It handles okay, but obviously at speed you do get a little bit of wander, which is typical for most scooters, and it's not just this one, it is most scooters with 10-inch wheels. You do get a little bit of bar wobble, so I'm going to give that a 9. So 48 out of 50 is not a bad score, but it tracks over the potholes. It does the job. So 48 out of 50 on the reach, and chucking it over these bumps, it does the job very, very well. And obviously, being a scooter rider, you'll know what these handle like. They're great going out to the mod meets. But if you are interested, as I said, number is up on the end of this video. Check it out. Got plenty in stock. But whatever you're doing, leave your comments, leave your questions down the bottom. What do you think of the Modena? If you own one, let us know. Let's have your own personal opinion, which is what mine is based on. But until the next time where we're out test riding a bike, be well, ride safe, and from RB, it's a big goodbye from me.